Thank you, Mr. Contest Chair. Fellow Toastmasters, it is said that laughter is the best medicine. I'm here to challenge that a little bit and warn you of the hazards of laughing. When I was about 12 years old, I had a best friend, Sarah Johnson. She was the greatest girl. She had 2 horses. My parents wouldn't buy me one. She had 2. So we would ride her horses everywhere. We lived out in Carmel Valley in a wonderful little wholesome town called Kashawa. Okay, not so wholesome. But we did have our horseback days, and those were wholesome. And we had a game that we called Horse, which translates to all of us as hide and seek. So we would smack each other one at a time. So I would say smack her horse on the rump, or she would smack mine, and then whoever got smacked would take off. And then you'd have to count to 10 or 100, depending on how deep in the woods we were. And then our horse had to find the other horse. And these horses knew the game. So we were playing this game, and I'm it, and she takes off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 99, 100. And I take off after her. And it takes a while for me to find her. And we're going around, and suddenly I see, well, okay, it takes a while for my horse to find her, because I have no idea where she is. So we get around this corner, and there she is. And she's going down the path, and I'm catching up with her. Even though her horse is faster, I had a secret code with my horse. Well, the horse that she let me ride. And somehow he just managed to just really kick it into gear. So he catches up. And just as I'm pulling up next to her, and I'm on this side, and she's on this side, the path has widened at this point. And I'm pulling up next to her, getting ready to smack the rump. Why with my left hand, I don't know. Because I would have been holding. But anyway, that's how it happened. All of a sudden, though, there's a branch going across the path. That's just wide enough for my horse and not hers, so naturally she goes screaming past the branch unscathed. And my horse decides to go right under, which knocks me off. Now, I haven't told you this. We're bareback. For those of you who don't know that term, we have no saddle. So I'm suddenly on this horse, knocked to the side. I've got my one leg wrapped around the back of the horse, and I'm holding onto the mane for dear life, and I'm hanging. And I start trying to pull myself up. Of course, the horses start slowing at this point, and Sarah realizes there's a problem, and I'm pulling myself up. And I'm a strong girl. I was 12, I was tiny, I had muscles, and I'm pulling myself up. And all of a sudden she looks back, and she sees this, and she starts laughing. Guess what I did? I started laughing also. When you laugh whilst hanging from a horse, holding onto the mane, pulling yourself up, only one thing can happen. You lose your strength. So suddenly I'm no longer pulling myself up. I'm falling. And now my horse is caught up with hers, and I'm between the two of them. We're both laughing. The horses are going. I'm falling, and I know there's nothing to do because I'm laughing so hard, and I slip, and I fall between the horses. And her horses jump over me. So in that moment, when I could have died from laughing, I was saved, not by laughing, but by the horses. Another example where laughing can be hazardous. I'm going to change the names for this story to protect the innocent. Mary was at a bonfire with her friends, and they were having fun. Everything was going on. I don't know what they were doing. I don't want to know. But at the end of the evening, they all scrambled into the car, and they started driving home. And they were laughing about the events that happened. And all of a sudden, the driver, Mary, had to go to the bathroom. And as they're going along, driving, someone starts joking about the events from earlier, and they're going around the corners, and they start laughing. And they start laughing uncontrollably. And they start laughing so hard that the driver, as she pulls up to the house, barely making it in time, can't stop the disaster that occurs in the seat with all her friends. So now we see that laughing can be hazardous to your dignity. Last example. Laughing can be hazardous to your pocketbook. Josh was upstairs. Again, we're changing the names. Josh was upstairs dancing, playing with his friends. Well, I guess guys don't really play, do they? Or do they? So he's hanging with the dudes. And they're kind of dancing around. And they're doing the Tom Cruise. Well, they're laughing so hard that these are Victorian homes that they're in, a Victorian home that they're in, and there's a bay window. And they're laughing so hard that as Josh turns, his rear end bumps the window, shattering the frail glass, and almost falls through to his death below. In short, you have now seen 3 ways that laughter can cause harm. It can cost you a lot of money in replacing a bay window in a Victorian home. It's a lot. It can also cost you your dignity and cause a great amount of embarrassment. And it can also, almost, or could, cost you your life. And I learned one more thing. Horses will definitely have your back. If your horse is a good horse and you love it and he loves you, he will not trample you when you laughingly fall under his hooves. He knows better. However, he is not one to not tell the same kind of joke and knock you through a tree just to try. Thank you, Mr. Toasty.